Hello and welcome to another episode of the Hotkeys podcast. This is the show where we talk about everything. Let me start over. Hello. Oh my god.
You got it.
I got it. I'm so nervous. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Hotkeys podcast. This is a show where we talk about everything pop culture and random in the world. I'm your host, Mick, and today I'm joined by
Landon Browning.
Wil Dobratz.
And that is all. No Dave, no Colby.
Yeah. Well, there was mishaps and misadventures with Dave. Dave is in...
Dave is in L.A. currently.
You were going to be in L.A.?
I'm also in L.A.
Oh, tragedy
currently.
struck?
I'm there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Tragedy struck while on your way to L.A. and you're still in L.A. with tragedy.
Because I defeat tragedy.
Awesome. What happened?
So yeah, I was supposed to go to LA for Thanksgiving, and then like the night of, I had like a horrible migraine, and I was thrown up, and had to cancel my flight.
Jeez, dude.
Because there's no way I would
Have boarded up.
I would not be able to survive a flight like that.
Are you bad with flights in general, like in the first place, or just...
Not really. I used to get airsick. I don't anymore, but I mean, I would definitely just be more than miserable in that state on a flight. I mean, I was more than miserable in my apartment.
How long did the misery,
So the day before, I had like a headache for pretty much all day, and then at night it just like got 100 times worse, on top of feeling nauseous and throwing up. So
Dang.
migraines suck.
I've never had one before.
Oh, they're horrible. I mean, it really is just like a headache on steroids.
Yeah, no, thank you.
And like you're sensitive to light and everything. Like it just...
I'm a big enough baby with just like a normal headache.
Yeah, they're...
I'm a big baby with like sickness in general. Like I feel really bad when a lot of my family members are like, oh, like sickness is not a big deal, but if I get like a single cold, I'm like knocked out for like a week. I'm not even joking. I'm just like, I'm done with life until like I'm 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, being sick is not fun.
Yeah.
It's not enjoyable.
It is not.
Yeah.
And if you say it is, you're a liar.
Thankfully, I don't feel like I get sick too often. It's like a few times a year.
Good immune system.
I don't know if that's good or not. I mean, I feel like
You're just lucky.
I feel like my parents never get sick. So, like, I don't know if that's just because they're older. I feel like there's like a sweet spot where...
You're sick.
You good?
Oh, man, that was... You ever have a sneeze? It's like takes everything out of you.
Dude, that sounds like you're sick.
I'm good. I'm fine. I'm just really tired. My parents never get sick, so I don't know. I get sick like 3 times a year, so maybe I have a bad immune system. I don't know.
It's probably all the meat they eat.
It keeps them healthy.
It keeps them healthy.
Probably.
Yeah.
Meat diet.
Meat diet.
I might try it. I get bored, I think. Do the beef jerky diet.
Beef jerky diet. Is that a thing? Like a real thing? Like
I'm sure there's
Probably.
there's somebody just that eats beef jerky all the time, no matter what. Oh, geez. Talk about a digestive nightmare. Ugh. I don't eat like salad enough. I've discovered that.
Do you eat vegetables though?
Yes, but not like pure salad enough.
If you're eating vegetables, you don't
Salad's
have to
basically
eat
water.
salad.
Salad's probably not one of the healthier vegetables because there's not much in it.
But like I ate salad once for lunch and just salad, and
Did it mess you up?
It messed me up.
Okay, yeah.
Hard. 20 minutes later,
Oh, no.
it was unfortunate.
Like just salad?
Yeah, pretty much.
What was on the salad? Was there a bunch of dressing?
Oh yeah, there was dressing and like
It was like,
other
well, I had like a
vegetables and
quart of
bacon.
ranch
And
on it.
put some honey mustard on it.
Ew, wait, really?
Yeah, honey mustard's good on salad.
No, that's not a thing.
No, yeah, honey mustard's a great salad sauce.
Salad sauce.
You clearly, yeah, you don't eat
Will
salad.
grabs a lettuce with a hand and dips it in honey mustard.
Sorry, dressing, salad
It's-
dressing.
No, honey mustard's not a salad dressing.
Okay, we're googling this.
It's,
I mean,
like
I'm sure you could use it as it. That's just very unusual. Like I've
when I think
never
of salad dressing, I think of like ranch, Caesar,
Italian,
like oil and vinegar.
basil.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, something normal.
Wow, Google is backing me up.
No, they're not.
Honey mustard dressing, honey mustard dressing, honey mustard dressing, honey mustard dressing, all over the place.
That's just weird.
I don't think it's weird. I think
Would you use
guys,
real mustard?
No.
Yellow mustard.
The point of honey mustard is that is disgusting. The point of honey mustard is that it has a consistency similar to like ranch.
How about ketchup?
Oh, salad? No. What the heck is wrong with you?
I'm just trying to see what other weird condiments you use for
honey
salad
mustard is a dressing. It was originally used for dressing, I think, actually. And
now
then it
you're
got brought over to fries.
Okay, hold on.
No, I'm actually serious. I think it originally was
You
a salad
think
dressing.
or you know?
I think. Like, I
'Cause
remember
you can't
seeing
just
it.
throw out these
Okay, let me.
you believe facts.
I'm going back to Google.
Because Google's always right. How you feeling, Landon?
I'm really tired.
Yeah, we were up a little late last night. Last night was our
Second annual.
second annual, first anniversary of Friendsgiving.
Hooray. It was a blast.
I
Yeah,
feel like it was a really good time.
that was another successful go around. We did Beef Wellington 2.0. Nailed it again.
I feel like, yeah.
We're like pros now.
I felt it was weird. I felt like there was like I had more stress like as a host this time.
Really?
I felt like a little bit more, but I felt less stressed. Like I wasn't as worried about the Beef Wellington turning out. If that makes sense. I was
It
more
felt a
confident.
lot easier this year.
It felt smoother. Like there was no like I felt even like rolling them. I felt like rolling them last year was really like stressful. Like it was like
It makes me like worried that like we missed a step or something because like it just felt like way more complicated last year. But this time it was like, yeah, you're rolling it
yeah.
in prosciutto
Well, like
and then a puff pastry.
yeah,
What's hard about that?
yeah. I feel like it tasted really good.
Yeah, yeah. We made two again, and they both turned out really well.
We actually had leftovers this time, which we didn't last year.
No, yeah,
We had a lot
We
more
had more
people
people
last
last year, but
Yeah, because we had 8 people, but only like Megan didn't eat any of it. 'Cause she's vegetarian, so only 7 people. I don't think anybody had a second slice because it was so filling.
it was so filling.
And I think we snacked a lot on the snacks before.
Yeah, I was
There's some snacking.
I was
Yeah.
snacking a little bit, unfortunately.
It's hard not
Yes.
to snack.
The clam dip that Oliver brought was
That was
out
really
of this
good.
world.
The
It was
clam
out
dip,
of this
I'm going to be
world.
having some tomorrow.
That was
Like if
really
I'm watching any football, like
You have the extra clam dip?
yeah, you can't have it. So
Oh,
Gosh, dang it.
snap! Guess you got to come over watch football,
I guess so.
Landon.
what football party? I think I'm about done with like like I need to take a break from like heavy social. Like I spent like most of the day at my parents' house on Thanksgiving.
Well, this time of year, you are very social if you're not normally a social person. Not you, just the general.
In general,
you.
yeah, this is a social time of year.
Yeah. And I'm like, I think I'm more of an introvert, so I definitely struggle with like, I have to like talk to people.
Yeah,
How do you talk to people?
Yeah.
I don't know how.
yeah. So I think after Thanksgiving, because I spent with the family and brought Megan over, so like it was like the first time her being like around them for the holidays. So, like that was like it went really good, but it was like I feel like more on like nervous.
Yeah.
And then all day Friendsgiving was pretty much nonstop. I feel like I was in the kitchen for like
Yeah, I
6
got
hours?
here at like 10:30 probably,
yeah.
and we didn't really leave the kitchen until like 4.
Yeah.
The food.
You got here
was
at
done.
10:30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
had to prep the beef Wellington.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Because you showed up you were the next person to show up. You showed up at like 1. We'd been
1
in
or
the kitchen
1:30,
for,
yeah.
like, yeah, like 2.5 hours at that point.
Yeah.
I feel like the longest step was getting the duck cell ready. That was just so.
Yeah, I still don't think. I mean, I think it was better than than we had it last year, but I think we could do better. I think the preparation and execution we
A
did.
bigger food processor. I actually bought one this year, but it was a small one. A bigger one would help, but
Yeah, I think I told you like I think it would be better if we did the shallots and garlic separate in the pan, cook that, and then add the mushrooms because there was just so much liquid
yeah.
with the onions in there and the mushrooms and the shallots. Like it was just a lot.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, like to make the duck cell, you're
You
supposed
don't
to.
know how to make beef
If you
Wellington.
don't know, you're supposed to cook it so you get a lot of the liquid out because there's a lot of water and stuff
And mushrooms.
and mushrooms, and
onions.
shallots, and garlic. So it took a while, but I thought it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, it was tasty.
Yeah,
I think I don't know how it's going to reheat. I'm a little nervous on how to reheat it.
you should look up
to reheat.
good ways to do it.
Yeah, because I want to eat, like, there's a lot
There's a lot.
left. It's like,
Yeah,
it's very fancy. It took a lot of work. I don't want to throw. Like I probably won't be able to eat it all by the time. You should take a slice home with you. You should take a slice home with you. Will
I will take a slice home. Okay, yeah, I will take a slice. Okay,
you should take a slice.
I will take a slice.
You should take
okay.
Will, you made another excellent batch of mashed potatoes.
I was very proud of my mashed potatoes.
I thought they were really good.
I would change one thing. I would mash them a bit more. There's a couple different ways to do mashed potatoes where there's like chunks of potato while you eat the mashed potatoes, and there's not. I prefer the not, but some people do like the chunks. So
I do like more of a textury mashed potatoes. When it gets too like smooth, it feels like almost too like creamy.
You're eating cream instead of potatoes.
Yeah, I like a good like. Ooh, there's a chunk of that. Or
I like them with the chunk.
there's some skin in there a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
Still pretty good.
I'm glad they turned out well. I think what really helped it was like the heavy cream with the cream cheese and with the cheese and with the
enormous amounts of butter and enormous amounts of cream cheese.
yeah,
It was really good mashed potatoes.
yeah. And then,
Heck yeah.
What did you guys think of the ratatouille?
Oh, the ratatouille
I really
was
liked
good.
it.
That was my
really
first
good.
ratatouille, and yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was as good as it looks.
Now I see why the chef changed his heart in the end of Ratatouille.
yeah.
If I had eaten it as a kid, I would have had the same flashback.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like those are the main three dishes, right? The potatoes, Wellington, ratatouille, and then what else was on the table?
Rolls.
The rolls were good.
Rolls and jam, and then there was some. That's about all I had.
Yeah, that's like the four things I had.
Yeah,
And then I got full really fast.
I got full.
The Wellington was a lot of beef. Especially, I think Michael cut the Wellington differently than Landon.
I think my cuts were like slightly bigger.
Yeah, and so if you got a Michael cut, you got fuller fast.
Yeah, I didn't even.
I got a Landon cut, and I was still really full. I only had one Wellington. What was the other? I had the mustard flavor of Wellington.
They were.
They were both mustard. One was just Dijon, and the other was
sweet onion.
yeah.
Okay, I had Dijon then.
No, you had the. If you had mine, yeah, it was Dijon.
I had Dijon. Yeah. I would like to try the sweet onion at some point.
I think I like the Dijon better, but it's still good.
Yeah.
Still tasty. Would you put like honey mustard in the beef Wellington?
Shut up. It is a dressing and a condiment. I looked it up.
Okay.
I just can't imagine wanting that flavor paired with lettuce.
It's good with a Cobb salad. Cobb salad is like bacon, egg, chicken.
It's like hard boiled,
lettuce,
right?
Hard boiled egg. Yeah, because
I like a good hard boiled.
like I mean, if you had a chicken sandwich with honey mustard on it, would you want like a slice of lettuce on it?
I don't really like honey mustard that much. I'm just gonna say that right now. Like at all.
I like honey mustard.
I think honey mustard is probably like my least favorite mustard.
Really?
Yeah.
I like honey mustard for like the chicken fries at Burger King. That's so good.
I hate Burger King.
Yeah, I do too.
like,
I like Burger King.
BK, have it your way.
No, stop.
You rule.
I think Burger King's good.
No.
I dig it.
No.
Their drive-through sucks.
Well, no,
though.
that's because they're incompetent. Every Burger
It's
King
so slow. It's like the slowest line you'll ever
Burger
see.
King has chronic slowness. It'll never get better.
Yeah, I've never been to one where they're fast. Like,
The ones on base are fast.
okay, so the military gets privileged Burger King or whatever.
I think they sacrifice enough to get a faster BK drive-through line.
I would take different perks than that. Like you join the military, like you get a sign-on bonus.
I don't know, man.
And you get fast Burger
That's
King.
like that's like the loadout. That's the loadout you want.
fast BK.
I don't know, dude. I'm just not a big fan of the Whopper.
Oh,
Well, there's
so
no cheese
good.
on it, right? The Whopper doesn't have cheese.
No, I get a Whopper with cheese.
Yeah, just ask for cheese.
BK, have
Stop.
it. You rule.
You gotta stop.
That was their initial thing. Like when they came out, like Burger King was different because like you could ask for it. Like I feel like at other like that was like when they first came out, that was like their shtick is that you could change things on the burgers. Like
That's Subway.
okay, sandwiches.
Another place you hate.
Yeah, Subway can. I'd rather eat at Burger King than Subway.
You must really hate like the parking lot over here, like on Francis, the street in Spokane. It like has a Subway and a Burger King within like
8
Throwing
seconds.
distance.
within like throwing distance. Yeah,
Yeah, and
Like,
also had a Fat Burger, which I didn't like Fat Burger.
yeah.
Well, that's good.
It's just the worst parking lot in the city.
I think I ate at that Fat Burger once.
I ate there probably at 3 times, maybe 4.
I liked it.
I remember being exceptionally excited when it was opening. Like I was like really excited because like my dad had talked about eating at them at like different cities that he'd traveled to.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, it's really good." And I was like, "Oh, fat burger." I'm like, "This sounds so cool." And then like we went and I like loved it at first, but then like, I don't know. I always felt like it was like a weird like, it's not quite fast food,
But it's not like gourmet.
it's not like I don't want to go sit down in one of these. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
It just felt like a less Red Robin.
yeah.
And we have Red Robin, so Red Robin's better.
Yeah, Red Robin's about the perfect like lunch sit down like chain burger place. Like
Red Robin is great because you have unlimited fries. Like that's what makes Red Robin like from pretty good to like great. I think that's what elevates it.
You have unlimited fries that are free.
Yes, exactly.
Anywhere you can have unlimited fries.
well, I like them too, like because they're really consistent. Also, like,
Yeah.
I've eaten at a lot of different Red Robins in different cities and different places, like, and they all seem to be right on the money, and the service is always good. So it's like not my favorite place to eat, but like if you're like I really need something
Consistent.
decent right now,
Yeah.
Red Robin, and it's also like I feel like a fairly like I feel like their prices are really reasonable.
Yeah.
Like I went to, this is nobody's gonna know, Hops and Drops. It's like a Red Robin kind of like a Red Robin type place. I spent like $30 at lunch. What, are you angry?
I hate Hops and Drops.
I had a great sandwich there, but it was like sandwich, chips, and a drink was like $30.
Exactly why I hate Hops and Drops.
Yeah, the lemonade was $5.75.
You can get
yeah,
Gosh.
you can get the same thing at Red Robin for cheaper,
for like $12.
for like $12. Yeah, for like $20.
Lemonade,
you can get the
lemonade was
at-
$5.75, no free refills either.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Like
bull.
see,
Yeah.
at Red Robin, the raspberry limeade. Oh, dude,
We're not sponsored by
refills.
Red Robin.
We should be.
dude,
We go there a
Wendy's
lot.
and Red Robin.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
I miss the raspberry limeade old glasses though. They were fancy and
I like
cool.
this kind of
swirly one.
Yeah.
That's the strawberry. I think they still have those for the strawberry lemonade.
I always get the strawberry lemonade. I don't like the limeade one.
See, I like the limeade.
Limeade's
better.
way better.
I like the limeade better. I just prefer like the. It has a little
It
bit.
has carbonation.
It has carbonation, and I like it. Is it more bitter? I feel like it is a little
It's
more
not
bitter.
bitter.
It's not bitter.
At all.
Not bitter. Sorry, it's like
Tart?
tart. Yes, thank you. That's the flavor I was looking for.
I think the lemonade one is tart because
Really?
it's lemonade.
No, I think it's limeade. It's
Yeah.
tartar.
Steak tartare.
Tartar. By the way, tartar sauce underrated like dipping sauce.
I thought you were going to say fruit dressing. Like, put tartar sauce on my salad.
Maybe a fish salad. I'd do that.
Ew.
I don't want a fish salad. No.
I don't like fish unless it's
Really?
like fish and chips.
Yeah.
I love fish.
Fish and chips are good.
Fish and chips are so good.
Fish and chips and clam chowder, and then occasional things with crab. That's about all this.
Oh, I love crab.
Dude.
I like
Now
any-
I'm craving fish and chips.
I like any seafood, but yeah, I like any seafood but fish.
Really.
Yeah,
I can get behind that actually. Yeah.
there's just so much
You went
better.
from like disbelief to like, all right.
Wait, you're right.
He's out
There's
of
just-
line,
there's
but
just-
he's right.
There's just so much better out there than fish.
I don't know. Fish and chips are great, but like, so like my parents made up some tuna. Like this was months ago, and they like cooked it like medium rare, like I guess how you're supposed to do it. And I was eating this like pink chunk of meat, and I'm like, I can't. I like took like one bite. I'm like, I can't do this. Like it just didn't taste right. Like
I'll also eat fish when it's with sushi.
Yes.
I
But
can't do sushi.
The
but-
raw salmon on
Nope.
over the
Nope.
Yeah.
over
Nope.
the sushi, really good.
And I normally don't
Really
like
good.
salmon. I don't like salmon, but sushi just it's magic.
For me, smoked salmon is when I don't like,
Don't
but I
like
like
that.
raw salmon,
And I don't like
I can't eat raw, like,
which is really weird.
I
but
can't do raw. I can't. I just can't. Like my brain can't. Like
switch off.
no,
just
I can't.
make your brain think that it's cooked.
I can't. I literally can't. I think it's the cold. Like meat shouldn't be cold, really. Like
what?
unless it's like deli sliced lunch meat.
What about like
You can have
chicken?
cold chicken.
Cold chicken, like cold rotisserie chicken is really good on a sandwich.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I don't know, but like fish, no, thanks.
I mean, fish
fish?
is gross
Yeah, not for me. No thanks.
unless it's sushi.
I had the best
Next, please.
when I went to California. I had the best fish and chips. It was
Yeah?
so good. I mean, it's like big city fish and chips.
Big city fish and chips.
Man, big boy over here.
Big boy over here. Their tartar sauce was sweet. It was really crazy.
I don't like tartar sauce.
I like it with fish and chips.
best salad dressing.
So like, are you guys? Because like, I'm big on like, I take the lemon. I want like as many lemon slices as they can give me. And I want to squeeze the lemon all over the fish.
Nope.
I don't usually do that.
Really?
I should though.
Yes,
lemon and fish is just a nightmare.
Why? I feel like they go together.
Gross. It's gross.
What? Okay.
I'm not a big lemon guy anyway.
I mean, yeah, I can respect that, but like lemons are really important.
I love lemons. Okay.
They're an important part of our society. Where would we be without lemons?
Where would we, honestly?
Probably a Burger King.
So yeah, next year, I don't know. Maybe we'll do something different than Wellington. Who knows?
We're gonna do ham Wellington.
It is fun to try like different things other than turkey because I'm honestly not.
Turkey sucks.
I'm not a huge fan of turkey. Like it's really not that great of food.
Also, I feel like it's a pain to cook too. Like from everything I've heard, like it's like one of those things where like you can butcher it so easy. Like,
Oh yeah, it's super easy. I remember one year my mom caught the turkey on fire, and that was the best tasting turkey we've ever had. It was just like an anomaly.
Flame grilled.
Like literally,
It's like
like
Burger King.
the Traeger was basically on fire.
Nice.
What was the panic level of everybody around? Like,
Everybody was laughing except like 2 people. So
I can guess who wasn't laughing.
who wasn't laughing?
Will.
no,
Will was panicking.
it was pretty funny. I mean, like the turkey's never my favorite part of
You hate
a
turkey.
meal.
So watching it burn was like funny to you. You're like, oh yeah, you know.
I liked. Okay, this is a hot take.
Uh-oh.
My favorite Thanksgiving.
Wait. Prepare yourselves.
My favorite.
Seatbelts on.
click.
My favorite.
Blockcast foils in attack position.
My favorite.
I can't take it.
My favorite Thanksgiving course, I shall say, is
Course?
or part or like meal. Is it meal? Dish. My favorite Thanksgiving dish
Don't say it.
is stuffing.
Dude, come on. Stuffing like makes
the
me wanna throw up
worst.
sometimes. Like just looking at it, like and then you like take a bite and you're like, oh, this is just moist, like mushed up.
Oh
bread.
god.
It's so good.
No.
You put gravy over it.
No.
It's so good.
Stop. You're gonna make me throw up.
It's so
Stuffing
good.
looks like what you would throw up after you're done eating. Okay.
You're gonna ruin stuffing for me. Just let me enjoy what
Apparently,
I enjoy.
there's a difference between stuffing and dressing. Like dressing is like a similar thing, but it's different.
like salad dressing, like
No,
honey mustard.
no. Shut up.
I've never heard of dressing as a dish.
Yeah, look up differences between dressing and stuffing.
It says dressing is cooked outside of a turkey, while stuffing is typically cooked inside the turkey.
That makes sense. Because one is stuffed. I mean, they're both probably still gross.
Yeah, that's about it.
Crazy
Looks
that,
like
it's crazy that like we decide like we're like let's gut this bird, stuff it full of bread, and then cook it. Like,
yeah, that's pretty nice.
Nasty.
So I guess wait,
Yeah.
so you like dressing, or is
I like
does your
dressing.
Does your mom cook it inside?
Have you ever had stuffing?
no, I'm a fraud. I'm such a fraud.
You are a fake.
What? I don't understand.
a phony?
I'm gonna go like stuff myself.
Oh, okay. Hey, yo.
Probably. Cut that
This
out.
show is PG, so you're gonna have to like stop.
Yeah, let's talk about something else. Yeah, we should look up different like alternative dishes and see if we can do something
fancy.
next year. Not that I'm sick of beef Wellington, but it'd be
A different challenge.
It'd be fun to
A different challenge.
We conquered the beef Wellington.
We proved that it wasn't a fluke by doing it twice.
That's true.
Yeah.
I remember last year there was a lot of excitement when it turned out really well.
We like screamed.
You guys were screaming
Because
and
we were
like
scared,
It was
man.
so like it was so tense.
you guys were doing like touchdown celebrations.
Pretty much,
Because
yeah.
it was like nerve wracking because like it was a lot of work. And then like we
Yeah.
were nerve wracking, be like, when do we take it out of the oven? When do we take it out of the oven?
We were-
It was, like,
yeah.
we were like, and it was like reaching a point where like the crust was burning, but like the temp wasn't like
Yeah,
quite
like
right.
we had to like pull it out at the exact right time, and it was perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. And this time we were pros, you know. It was like, yeah,
It's like no big deal.
No big deal.
It's like no big deal.
no biggie. We got this.
Yeah.
So what's like a similar challenge you guys could do next year? Like another Gordon Ramsay, like
Yeah, we have to.
We're gonna make kangaroo steak for everybody.
oh jeez.
I literally ate at a restaurant in Idaho the other day where they offered kangaroo steak.
Kangaroo is good.
I've never had it.
It's good. It's good.
I was like, I saw it. I'm like, this has to be a joke, and like my coworker's like, I don't think it is. I'm like,
Kangaroo is like equivalent to deer here.
over in Australia, they have,
Yeah,
they go
it's
hunt-
not.
they
It's
hunt
not like
kangaroos.
a. Yeah, yeah. It's not like a.
It's not like eating horse or something.
No, no. I think they're pretty closely related to deer anyway.
They're like funnier deer.
They're
They're like
bouncy-
cooler.
bouncy
They're cooler.
deers.
They're cooler version of the deer. Like
You could box them.
Yeah, but they'll like kill you.
I love the ones. I love seeing like the ripped. Like when you see like the photos, like
They are like
jacked.
roided up.
Like,
Have you seen like an actual like footage of like the pouch that the kangaroo has?
yeah, it's so funny.
It's funny, but it's also like low key disgusting.
I haven't seen. And it's like, is it gross?
It's probably warm. It's probably warm.
Crawl up and take a nap, fall asleep.
Can we change the topic?
Yeah, let's go back to stuffing Will.
I didn't realize how bad it sounded when I said it. Can we change the topic again?
I just one last thing. I love watching the video of the kangaroo when they like run at somebody and like they like jump kick, like they almost dive kick at somebody like with a fly.
Yeah, they'll F you up.
Yeah,
But there's that one video of that guy.
fighting it.
Yeah, the kangaroo's got his dog in like a headlock.
Yeah,
And he comes up and just punches it in the face. And the kangaroo's like obviously stunned and confused. That was awesome. I mean, I don't like promote animal violence, but
Well,
you
hey,
know,
it was attacking
his dog. He's got to save his dog.
and that's just. I think it's funny. I think it's really funny whenever there's like an animal that only like lives in like one place. Like they're just in like Australia and like New Zealand, right? Or is it just?
I don't think they're in New Zealand.
they're just in Australia.
I think so.
Like that, I think it's funny. I'm like, how'd that happen? Like, how are they just all hanging out down here by themselves?
Well, are there moose anywhere else besides North America?
Probably not. I just think it's funny that like different, you know what I mean? But there's certain animals that are like everywhere. You know what I mean?
What's everywhere?
Mice.
Not in Antarctica.
Okay.
Boom, roasted.
Okay. Get out of my house.
But yeah, also last night we played the next Dark Anthology video game. I think we've talked about others pretty
Yeah,
significantly, but
It had the scariest moment out of all the games.
I think so.
Out of all the Dark Picture games, at least.
Yeah.
it had the I would say it was the most tense moment.
Yeah.
But do you want to explain what the game's about?
Yeah, so it's basically like this film crew is trying to do a documentary on the serial killer H.H. Holmes, and this random guy calls him up and is like, "Hey, I got a replica on this island
Of his like murder house.
of his murder house or his
hotel.
murder hotel," and so the film crew is like, "Okay, cool, let's go and make their documentary better because their documentary sucks."
Yeah.
And they all just fall for this very obvious trap.
That's like,
Yeah.
And they're all there, and it starts off really slow, honestly. Like there's not much like intense moments in the first. What did we play? Like 2.5 hours.
probably at least 2.
We played the first 2 hours, and usually the games get going by then. This one is still taking its time, but until like the very last thing we played, pretty much was one of our, I think it was Oliver, was controlling a character. And each of these characters there's 5 characters. Each of these characters has like a special ability. Mm-hmm. And this character's special ability was that they can use
super hearing.
what they record, like what you record sound with, and to see
Microphone.
They could use the microphone, but it's like a special type of microphone for like filming movies, right?
Yeah.
Like you have the headphones and I remember Dave used to have one. You have the headphones. And It's like a gun. It's like it looks like a gun. And you can hear through walls, and you're going through this hallway, and you're trying to find where the sound is coming from.
Yeah.
But as you're going through the hallway, it starts changing. And then
you
the
start
lights
hearing
go out.
different sounds and like
A woman crying, and then somebody like getting brutally murdered, and you're like trying to navigate your way through this ever-changing maze until you get to like a room.
Well, yeah, what was creepy about it was, you're walking through the hallways of the hotel with the microphone, and you're like hearing different things, and you're like, I think the hotel is designed as like you could get lost pretty easily. So you're going through the hallway, you go down like a hall, and there's nothing there, so you turn around, you go another way, there's nothing there, so you turn back around the way you came, but then you realize there's a wall there
That one,
where you just came from, and clearly something sinister is happening.
And then you turn back around and the dead end that you like previously went to is like now open and it's like leading you right to this death room. It's like, oh, all right.
Yep.
yeah.
And like all in the background you hear like noises of people like screaming and getting like brutally murdered.
Yeah.
Or like crying or
Which it
something
was an
like that.
audio recording device. It's right, because we found that recorder. So it was all like...
Yeah, I think it was a recording of... There was a slight yelling match last night about it, but what it was is it was a recording of the actual H.H. Holmes murders, but you were hearing it through your microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far it's intriguing. I almost wonder if the game's longer than some of the other ones because
It might be,
I feel like the setup has taken quite a bit longer.
unless it ends in like the next 30 minutes, which would be stupid.
Yeah.
Very abruptly.
We all die.
Well, because we just hit like the first like...
Checkpoint. It
Checkpoint
felt like
type,
we
okay.
should have hit 2 by the same amount of
Yeah.
time with playing the others.
Yeah.
I mean, considering 2 hours in was when we basically had the first opportunity for maybe a character to die.
Yeah.
So that's pretty... I mean, I would assume we're maybe a quarter of the way through, would be my guess. So
Possibly, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because it says Man of Medan's about 4.5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So like 2 hours and barely anything happening. Like,
Yeah, within Man of Medan, I think within like 30 minutes, somebody could have like been dead.
oh yeah,
basically.
like my character, Connor, I think I
on the
played
boat,
as.
yeah.
On the boat. He could have gotten shot and died.
How long was the quarry?
That one was like 10. That one was longer.
That one was like 10 to 12 hours, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one had a little bit more budget, I think, in it.
Is it made still by the same people?
Yep.
It's just not
Yes.
a part of the Dark
Yeah,
Anthology.
it had a different publisher.
Okay.
So the company did Until Dawn they did with Sony. Sony
Right.
published it. And they left with Bandai Namco to do the Dark Pictures.
Right.
And then they were going to do the Quarry with Google Stadia. Was they going to be the publisher?
Right. Yeah.
And then that folded and the game got picked up by, I can't remember who published.
2K.
2K picked it up. So, and then I think they just renewed, like they're going to make more, like another 4 games in the Dark Pictures.
Do they do pretty well?
I think they sell decently well, and I don't think they cost that much to make either. And I heard the next one's going to take place in space. So,
Ooh, kind of like Alien
yeah,
style.
I believe.
That'd be cool.
So,
Yeah, because you've already kind of had a lot of like kind of references to other like horror franchises
Yep.
and other games.
yeah. So that one will be kind of fun. It'll be a different type setting. So, and they're always kind of fun because they typically get a couple, at least like either like A-list or B-list actors
Yeah.
play some of the roles, which is kind of fun. Having the mocap makes it feel a little bit more, I don't know. I only recognize one of the actors from this one, the main girl, Jessie Buckley, I think is her name.
Yeah. Your dad's in it.
Yeah, my dad. There's a character that kind of looks like my dad, which is funny.
Yeah, and I mean, any of the characters and all the characters could die, but it depends on what choice you make. And you can theoretically have all of them survive. So it's kind of stressful when it's like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? What decision do I have to make here?
Yeah, I don't know if have we ever done one where everybody lives?
I don't think so. We were close with the
Yeah, we were close to Man of
Man
Medan.
of Medan. Almost got it.
There is no mist.
There is no mist.
It's my iconic line.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye, Dave.
But they're fun. I mean, they're a fun, just social event.
I have a hard time imagining myself playing one by myself.
Yeah, it just
I maybe would do it, but
I don't. I definitely would.
I think part of the fun is like watching other people make really stupid decisions that get like characters killed.
yeah.
Like especially people that are bad at the game. Like so.
Yeah. It's also fun to like watch somebody make a bad mistake that like you probably would have made too, and then be like, oh, how could you?
Yeah, exactly.
Gaslight them. You're like, oh, you got us all killed. Like, why would you do this? So, but yeah, I'm excited to see how this one plays out. I don't know when we'll play it next, but probably next week sometime.
Probably either next week or the week after. Just when everybody's free, because we have more people this time.
Yeah, I think Jordan would probably want to be there for the rest of it. He jumped in like 45 minutes into it, but he didn't miss much really.
He didn't, no.
So
Yeah, because last time with House of Ashes we only had like 3 or 4 people, and like Colby backed out. He didn't want to play anymore, so we were able to pass his characters along to other people.
Yeah.
So it was just like 3 of us. And
Yeah.
that one, House of Ashes, was pretty good.
Yep. Yeah.
Probably the best one out of the Dark Pictures.
Yep, by far. Man of Medan and Little Hope or whatever.
Both sucked.
Oh,
What was that?
that would have hurt to step on. Here. This is probably a Megan sewing project thing or something. She's leaving booby traps for you to step on.
She's trying to kill me.
Yeah. I would say it's cool too. In this one, it seems like they've added more like quote unquote gaming mechanics to it.
Even simple stuff like you can sprint.
Yeah.
Which
It's
is
basically
nice.
Uncharted now.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, kind of. Which I'm not sure. I'll see how it works out later in the game if it's like more fun or less fun to do. But it's kind of interesting that like you could jump over ledges and stuff. Kind of, so it's not just like, oh, we're stuck here. You have to like things that you could obviously climb over. It seems like you can now.
Yeah,
And
yeah. There's
there
some
seems to be
platforming
more
stuff.
puzzle type stuff going on, like pushing easily marked trash cans around
Right.
or whatever to climb on top
It
of.
has
like,
wheels. I know I could push this.
so we'll see if it's kind of interesting that you have items and stuff. We'll see if it gets annoying. I could see it could maybe get annoying if it's like I just want to keep the momentum of the game going.
Yeah, there's something. I mean, I feel like you have to find the balance of like there's something simple about how the games were, but it might be good to try to innovate a little bit and add new stuff to it.
Well, there was,
But if you do that too much, it's like it changes
what
the game is about, and like the way to play the game. So,
but I liked that there's a couple points like there's been times in the games where like you have a hiding section, where you have to like tap to rhythm, like, and then there's also been a couple times where like you actually have in real time have to move your character somewhere to hide, which I don't think they've had that before.
No, it's always been like,
Run or hide
kind of
then
stuff.
When you hide, it picks a place to hide, and then you have to do like the stupid timing.
hold your
game.
breath.
Yeah. This one, like there was like someone was walking close, and like I had like 2 seconds to find somewhere, and then like tap the hide button, which was I thought was kind of interesting, a little bit more tense, like more.
Well, it makes you feel like you are doing it instead of just pushing a button and then watching something happen.
Yeah. So.
Which is cool.
Yeah. And then they have like I think it's kind of cool that they have. I think they've had this for previous ones, but like each character, like each player can like adjust their difficulty, which I think is kind of fun if you were playing with someone that like really didn't.
Sucked.
Yeah, like so they don't have to feel bad. Like you could put their character on like an easier. I think it literally just makes the quick time events easier. Mm-hmm. Which because sometimes they're stupid. Like,
Sometimes they are
like so out of nowhere.
stupid.
Yeah.
Like really stupid.
Yeah.
And they're not clear of like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
Where like it shouldn't like fall on QuickTime events for like, oh, I'm about to die because I failed this QuickTime event.
Or I feel like there should be like, if you feel like there should be a couple, you have to feel like a couple in a row or something maybe.
Something, yeah, like that.
Or maybe there's like three different outcomes where like if you meet everyone, it's easier for this character to live later on. If you miss only one or two, then maybe it's a little more difficult for the character to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then like if you miss like all of them, then you should probably die. Like you deserve to die at that point.
Because you suck.
Yeah. So, but fun. I'm once again intrigued to see where it goes. Probably will suck at the ending, but
I mean, just based on past experiences, it probably will fall apart at the end, but
I think it might just be the nature of those type of games, I guess. So they just
Might
can't-
be.
For some reason they can't, I don't know. I'd rather have like, even if it's a sucky ending, like a bad ending, I'd like to have it like a little bit more tied together. They always seem like they end kind of abruptly.
yeah, it does.
And then they like leave like all the explanation to happen in like the credits from some outside, like
Yeah.
news reports or something. It's like, well, I'd rather have like some like, even like if you get all the characters that are alive, like, because they built up like in all the games, they build up like tension between the characters. Like they have like pasts and stuff. Like, and then like at the end, there's never like resolutions with the characters, like where they have like a moment to talk about
Yeah,
what happened.
it's like they
always
just
we
survive
made
a
it.
thing and
it's
then
like,
it's
well, like,
over.
well, let's have like an hour of like cutscenes where there's nothing bad can happen, like where they can like.
Because in the Quarry, there was like relationships building just with some of the characters, like with like Jacob thirsting after Emma, like and like getting nowhere. So,
Yeah.
like, and there's actually a secret cutscene that you can unlock that we looked up where Emma's like, "Are you serious? Like this is all your fault." And, like Jacob totally got what he deserved, and then I was like, that would have been great to include as like a regular part of the ending.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all his fault.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Though, like, if we're gonna talk about like
I was also a terrible person.
No, I'm just talking about like my main thing is like the stupid people like in that game, particularly like the people that are like infected that are trying to stop them. They're like they don't have like a more solid plan to get everybody out of the camp in time. Like,
Yeah.
his thing, like the cars broke down, so he's like, "Oh, you guys all go stay in the house. Nobody leave." Like they would, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Like, why didn't the cop just come and then pick them all up?
Yeah, like you could have came up with something way better.
Yeah.
Or also, why wouldn't you have the summer camp end like maybe a couple days before? Like a full
Instead of
moon, like you know what I mean,
the
like
night
the
before.
night of, like every time we have a camp end, like we have
Just move it
4
up
hours,
2
like,
days.
yeah, give yourself a little breathing room. Yeah. Like, cause like car problems could just happen naturally too. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Is that the first time in the 6 years that something like that happened?
yeah. Like, and then the fact, like, I still love that. Like, we've been searching every full moon for 6 years.
You guys suck at your job.
And they're like, oh, like this, like teenagers. Like, oh yeah, we found him first time.
Yeah. There's a lot that just is like,
Yeah.
okay, that just fell into place.
It was fun though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean so far the most enjoyable parts of the games is like the journey, like and just experiencing it with like a group of friends.
Yeah,
It is-
and just laughing at the weird stuff
Yeah.
that happens because they're always the games are like not super polished.
yeah, there's a lot of goofy
like mouth
like
movements.
animations, like
Yeah.
eye staring weird things, and
Which is weird because like a lot of times the games look really good. Like at certain parts the games look pretty good. And then at other parts it's like, what?
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I wonder like how long they actually take to make.
Well, they release one like once a year. So I'm like, they're popping them out at a pretty good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not very long games, but they still have to animate everything, and they still have to do all the multiple paths and stuff because a lot of different stuff can happen.
I feel like that would probably take the longest to like actually work out because a lot of I think they're all motion capture, aren't they?
Yep. Yeah,
So that's got to help with at least the animation side,
yeah,
make it a little easier.
yeah. Because I
would think.
yeah,
I mean,
I think they've released one a year since When did we play Man of Medan? That was
Man Down was 2017,
because it was right before Star Wars Last Jedi, right?
I think 2017.
And it's 2022, so 5 years. They've released 4 of them, and then the Quarry also.
In the Quarry.
So that's pretty impressive considering. I mean, like I said, I don't think they're not open world. There's not a lot of. They're mostly highly scripted, so it's not like a ton of stuff can go wrong. You know what I mean? Not like a. So they probably are quicker, but still, that's pretty impressive considering like most other games take like what 3 to 5 years or more to make.
Yeah.
So.
And they come out and they're terrible.
Yeah, I like that. Like 1 a year, it's like perfect. Like especially like it's like the perfect length to play with friends and stuff. Like
There'll probably be not one next year though, because like
They're
the
having
end of the
season, yeah.
season or whatever. I'm guessing they might actually develop them all at once
oh
and then just like release them when they're ready. That makes sense because they're only like 4.5 hours long.
yeah
If you total that all up, it's like 20 hours of game.
yeah
Just if you develop it all at once and then just release it when just have a priority working on this one. Okay, now we're done.
And they might revamp some of the systems too because they could have also. I bet they were working on a lot of these at least somewhat simultaneously, right? Like the writing team and probably different. They could have been doing performance capture for other ones while they're
You would think so.
Yeah.
so. So hopefully maybe they'll revamp the system a little bit, make it a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
Season 2 maybe they'll have like a different curator. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll have like a little bit more polished and stuff too. They have to be getting pretty good at them, you would think at this point. So
You would hope.
I'm down with them, even if they're not good. Like 1 a year, like that's perfect.
It's fun. Like
like a
even
good
if they're bad, they're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, except for Little Hope. Little Hope was like really bad.
Yeah,
It was still fun to play
was,
through,
like,
but
the
like it
worst.
sucked. Like that one, like all the other ones, like we beat them, and I'm like a little disappointed with like the ending. I'm like, yeah, but like that one, I was mad. I'm like, this was so stupid. Like,
Yeah.
like this was like the dumbest story. Like,
It didn't matter.
yeah,
if
nothing.
you
mattered.
lived or
Yeah.
died.
Yeah, yeah,
That's dumb.
yeah. Oh my god.
I know. Even thinking about it makes
Yeah.
me angry. I felt like we wasted our night.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
after
like,
playing
okay.
it. Like
Yeah, House
You
of
got-
Ashes was really good though. That one had like a really cool story. I thought.
yeah.
Yeah,
Did you guys finish Little Hope in like one night?
I think so. I think we played it start to finish, which you can do. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if we'd started a little early yesterday and I hadn't been so tired, we probably could have done it in one night.
Yeah.
It was like, I was so tired last night. Considering like at 7, it felt like it was like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah. And cooking wipes you out.
Yeah.
It's tiring. Well, something that Will and I actually really love is the first season of Andor.
Absolutely.
Hey, real quick, let me cross my arms. Star Wars.
Stop. This is the best Star Wars.
We won't spoil anything, but yeah, do you want to give your general thoughts on the show so far?
Yeah, this is the best Star Wars ever. It's better than any of the movies. Better than any of the series.
Better than Mando?
It is better than Mandalorian. It is better than the original trilogy. It has higher quality writing, higher quality characters, and it's a bit unfair to say that though because it's standing on like standing on the other movie's shoulders, like in a sense of like all the good of Star Wars is like kind of they took into account.
I mean, that's with anything after, A New Hope. Like it's always going to build on itself. So,
but with that being said, I think it is easily the best out of any Star Wars ever done.
Star Wars.
What do you think of the show, Michael?
I mean, I still have other favorites, but it is extremely well done. From the writing, the acting, the characters, visually, I think it's probably the best looking Star Wars stuff. Just like the design, and what am I trying to say? The stage design. That's not the right thing, but like the the design of the worlds and like where they go and like the places that they're at.
Art direction.
Yes.
Like the art direction of the show?
It's just so unique and like fresh for Star Wars. Like there's really cool places that you sit for like 3 episodes and it's really fun. But yeah, I still
the really quick, the planet that they go on like for the heist.
Yeah.
Not spoiling anything, but like
spoilers. I don't even have to watch now.
I think they filmed it in valleys in, is it Scotland?
Probably Scotland.
I think they filmed it in valleys in Scotland, and it's so beautiful.
And that's the thing too. They did so much like actual on location shooting.
Yeah.
Other than
like green screen or
like the volume.
Yeah.
Which they probably did some here and there with it, but I think they relied a lot on like actual sets, actual locations.
Not like Obi-Wan?
Not like Obi-Wan.
So the show's better than Obi-Wan?
Yes, it's better than Obi-Wan.
It's way better than Obi-Wan. Like,
because Obi-Wan made me want to gouge my eyes out.
The unfortunate thing about Obi-Wan is it will get more viewership than Andor.
Probably. Yeah.
And Disney's going to see that. And they're going to be like, oh, I'll make more things like Obi-Wan.
Please, no.
And not more things like Andor, even though Andor is like way better.
Andor was already picked up for 2 seasons, right? Like,
yes. Yeah.
I mean, there's only so much you can only do Andor for so long too.
Yeah, it's just 2 seasons long.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next season I think is like close to the same amount of episodes, but like each like 3 chunks is like 1 year, and then it does a time jump.
Is that for next season?
Yeah, that's what they've said.
And will it like lead up
leads right up to Rogue One.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Does this show make you sadder knowing what happens to Mr. Andor?
I mean, I don't know if it makes me more sad, but it definitely like gives him a lot more foundation of like a character, and like he just feels more real.
Yeah.
Which that can make it more sad, but yeah. I mean, the show is extremely well done.
And the thing about the show is that Andor is only one of the 5 or 6 characters that it follows. I mean, it's centralized. Like its center is Andor.
There's some episodes where it's like Andor's not the main character in this episode.
I mean, it follows,
and it works. It works. Really
totally
well.
works. And there's characters that are like they're not all heroes. Some of them it follows them and they're villains and they're rising to power.
Oh, cool.
And others are like falling like out of power.
Yeah.
So
that's fun.
And they all like end up like crossing paths sometimes, and they start going different directions and come back together again. It's really cool.
CGI Grand Moff Tarkin? Tell me.
Not yet.
And I think there was really only one episode out of all of them that I was like, I didn't really care for that. But
really?
Yeah.
Which one was it?
I think it was episode 5. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Was it part of the heist storyline?
It might have been. I think it was. It might have been the first episode that was like dedicated to that part of the story. It was just felt like really slow for me.
See, I enjoyed every single episode. No matter, I just there's build up and then there's payoff in that like it goes on a constant roller coaster of build up and payoff. And the payoff is amazing and the build up is really, really good. So it's like you're just constantly entertained. And the dialogue isn't like Star Wars dialogue. The dialogue is like good dialogue.
Yeah, it's I would say I still enjoy Mando better, but if you look at like just what type of shows they are, Mandalorian comes across as like the summer blockbuster, like it's just fun and exciting, and Andor is like the Oscar, like extremely well written, way more intellectual, like that type of feel to it.
Okay.
So I think I most of the time I tend to lean more towards I like more of the blockbustery things. I get more excited about those, but I do recognize that this is like, it's probably better done than Mando.
It is. I think it's better written, and I think it has better dialogue.
Yes.
I think Mando has some like Marvel moments in it across like some of the episodes. There's some really good episodes of Mando that are on par with Andor though. Like the the second one with Bill Burr.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's great.
That one's like if you like that second episode with Bill Burr, that's like every episode of Andor. I'm not even joking.
Is Bill Burr in every episode?
And I would say Andor is
better than that.
Just in terms of, like we said, the dialogue, the writing, the characters. It just, you really need to watch
it, dude. Like, you will love it.
I'm really busy. I have one episode and one season of Better Call Saul left. I have a season and an episode.
Isn't the final season only on AMC Plus though?
I'll buy AMC Plus for it.
Oh my god!
Or I'll just buy the season like outright, like on some streaming service. I'm sure you could buy the episodes on Amazon Prime.
Probably.
Probably.
I'll make a deal with you guys. I'll watch one season of Andor if you guys watch all 6 seasons of Better Call Saul.
Oh, that's fair. Of both shows.
Yeah, if you watch both shows, I'll try Andor.
I'll give it a shot.
But you guys have to finish both those first before.
Before you even think about doing it.
Yeah, I can't really. Yeah,
because you're so busy.
I'm so busy.
Sometimes you just piss me off.
No, Andor's probably next. Like once I finish Better Call Saul, that's probably first on the docket.
And Andor's pretty short too.
It really. I mean, especially now that it's all out.
Yeah, no, I'll breeze. 12 episodes. I think I'll breeze through it. Like,
yeah, you should.
I typically have like 2 or 3 weeknights a week that I'm kind of free to watch TV, and I've been like typically like I can breeze through most of a season of like a show in a week or week and a half. So,
yeah, dedicate the next chunk to Andor.
I just wanted to finish. Like Better Call Saul's so good, and like I just wanted to get through it all because that's also a show that like I haven't had spoiled anything from, and it's been out there in the wild for longer. So like I just want to like, I somehow miraculously made it through this far without having like almost anything spoiled from it. So I'm like, if I can just stumble to the finish line, like
the Walking Dead just finished, didn't it?
Did it?
Yeah. I think so. It just had its final episode.
Well, let me look. I want to see what happened. Let me Google what happened in the last episode.
I know 2 people show up.
I saw a picture of the actor that played Carl.
Yeah.
He looks like a grown man now. I mean, he is, probably in his early 20s now, but he looks like a completely different person. It was like, holy crap. That's always...
Oh my gosh, you're right.
What the heck? I didn't recognize him at first. I was like, wow, it's a grown man right there. Carl, what happened to you?
I should watch the last episode. I should just watch the last episode.
Just jump right into the last episode.
I just kind of want to know what happened. Like I invested a lot of time into like a show that like's not very good. Like I watched like probably 7 seasons of it.
I stopped when the cannibals came into it. Wasn't that like season
4 or 5 or 6 or something?
I think it was 6. I think the first season is
excellent,
is amazing, and I wish that they had stuck with like the 6 episode format because season 2 is good, but there was so much just like
that's what the show
nothing is happening.
The whole like the shtick of like it doesn't matter like what happened, like it's just about these characters. You can only do that for so long, like, and you can only introduce so many like here's like some weirdo bad guy that they have their
Yeah.
like weird community, like it's like, and then like that goes on for season half, and then they kill him, and then like now it's
Here's another weirdo bad guy.
Yeah.
It's like, isn't like the governor and Negan like super similar?
yeah, they're pretty similar. Like it keeps getting
One has
more-
an eye patch and one has a leather jacket
well then and like
With a bat.
with
yeah.
a bat.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan is pretty funny. Like I like him as an actor. And
He's good. Yeah.
and I've heard from like people that like the comics that he really like nailed the role, but like it's just. And then it's like you go from like the first couple seasons where they're like, oh, we can't shoot guns because like the walkers are here, and then like you get to like season 8 and they're like going through
They're like
thousands
Rambo,
of rounds of ammunition because you have to like. I feel like part of that like the quote unquote appeal of that show is like, oh, what kind of gross way can they kill a walker? And you know what I mean? In this episode, you know what I mean? Then like you keep running out of ways to do the practical effects. It's like now we have to kill 40 of them with this tripwire explosion. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just keeps like, and then you have like, you get to the, like when I stopped watching the show, it was like, there's only like 2 characters left like I even cared about, but there's like a cast of 20 people you're following. So it's like, you'd go like 4 or 5 episodes where like nothing important happens to like a character you care about, and you're like, oh my god, like
and they're long episodes.
yeah.
We watched Walking Dead for a while together. Will, do you remember that?
We did, yes. We got to season 4. First episode of season 3, maybe.
I think it was past that.
Yeah, it was. First episode of season 4, I think.
I think it was past that.
What?
Yeah, because I stopped. Like we saw the cannibal episode together.
Yeah.
And I was like, man,
Yeah.
this isn't for me.
Yeah. I think part of the problem with that show is that you have the original characters you care about. Like they ran out of them. They killed them like off all the original characters that you care about pretty quick.
Yeah.
And so it's like when they introduce new characters, you don't care about them as much.
Yeah. It's rough.
And you like the ratio of like care about new characters like decreases over time.
Yeah.
And so when you have like a new character that you don't care about, it's like, oh, now suddenly the show, like I'm looking at the cast list in season 10, and it's like Daryl and Carol. That's pretty much it. Maybe it's because I haven't followed the show and I'm not doing the show as much justice as I should, but it's like there's 2 characters that I care about from the original crew. Like Rick's gone. Even like the characters in season 2, 3, and 4 that were like, okay, these aren't terrible characters. Like I could get behind caring about them. All of them have died.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
I wish Shane stuck around a little bit longer.
zombie Shane.
Zombie Shane?
Yeah. It's hard because I feel like it goes for the vibes. I haven't seen Game of Thrones, but like the vibe of Game of Thrones, which is like, it could like any character can die at any moment, but
Go ahead. Actually, just kick some Legos.
I feel like it goes for the vibe of like Game of Thrones where any character can die at any moment. But from what I've observed of Game of Thrones, they do it way better than The Walking Dead, where certain characters will stick around for a long time.
Yeah.
And they do actually have like character arcs. It's just sometimes that other characters don't. And it's not like, oh, like I guess the ratio of characters lasting all 9 like season or all 8 seasons of Game of Thrones versus the ratio of characters that last all 11 seasons for The Walking Dead. Like there's 2 in Walking Dead. There's probably more in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think too, like just the nature of the show, I think 10 seasons is way too much.
11
They did
actually.
11.
Oh gosh,
And
11.
the last season was like I think like 30.
Part 1, part 2. Yeah.
Like they did something insane. With
That's
it. Like
yeah, that's too much. Way too much.
I want to just watch the last episode. I just want to see like
I will say
I got it spoiled on me for like some stuff.
the last episode
Yeah.
of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
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 Is it anything like cool? Not really.
I mean, a couple characters show up that you're like, whoa, cool. That's about it.
Rick and Michonne.
No way. Who knew they'd come back for the finale?
Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, like,
No, but I was gonna say a really good Walking Dead story is the Telltale games.
yeah.
Did you play all 4 of them?
Yeah. Is there only 4?
There's only
4 seasons or whatever. I played season 1 and season 2.
Or doesn't season 3 follow like completely different people for a little?
You play as a different person,
Gotcha.
but you see familiar faces.
Yeah. Those are kind of fun, like choose your own, but like you don't really influence anything, really.
Not terribly, but there are definitely significant choices.
Yeah.
And I mean the hearts of those type of games are definitely just the characters.
Yeah.
And Clementine is just awesome.
I just remember season 1. I kept like saving that dumbass guy. What's his Ben? I think is his name. The character. Like he keeps screwing up. I kept saving. Then he finally just dies at the end. Anyway, I'm like, damn it! I put all this effort into saving this guy. Like, and then he just died. Like,
Yeah.
he like falls against some pillar. He's like, help! I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Those are still some of my favorite games.
Yeah.
They got bought out, didn't they?
They
Telltale?
like closed down. They imploded. The company did.
And then didn't someone just buy the
brand or their name or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I think they're like,
Well, they got some people originally back that were originally at the company back.
they ballooned up really fast from what I've heard. Like that game blew up and then they never, because those games ran like crap. That's what I always remember. They ran horribly.
Yeah, they ran pretty bad.
They would crash and they didn't look like they would stutter and stuff. And then their problem also was they didn't own any of their IP either. Like they had no original like stuff.
Yeah.
Which their Batman game was great too.
Oh gosh.
I didn't play season 2, but I played the first season.
Oh, they're
amazing.
both amazing. That's the one that I'm like, just give me one more. Just please give me a season 3. I like those better than the Arkham games.
That's a
Dang.
That's bold.
So good.
I remember I made out with Catwoman.
That was fun.
I reloaded to save because I messed up.
I thought you were going to say because you did it again.
No.
I just kept doing it over and over.
Yeah, no, I reloaded to save for that. I messed up.
Yeah. Fun games.
I'm looking at some.
The Arkham games are great too.
Have either of you played the Wolf Among Us?
Yes,
I still have not played
Wolf
that
Among
one.
Us is great.
Wolf Among Us is great. You don't really like it.
Yeah, I want to play
That game was cool enough that it like made me read. Like I read like 90 something issues of the comics it's based on. And I don't read comics like ever. Like, and they're really good.
Yeah.
I'm excited because
they're making a second.
they're making a second one. Yeah, they're making a second season. So that's their first big project, I think.
Yeah. Well, that came out so long ago too.
I know.
It was like 20. I want to say the game came out
2012.
Was it 2012? I thought it was like 2014. But
What was The Walking Dead the first one that they did?
Yes, I think. I mean, they had a couple. They had like a Sam and Max or something. They had a Back to the Future game that was before that. But The Walking Dead was the first.
2013.
Oh my god! I'm so.
When did The Walking Dead one come out? Was that 2012?
That might have been 2012 because that one was big. I remember that one was like their biggest. Like that one had a lot of buzz, like Game of the Year award type stuff. And
I think it won the Game of the Year, didn't it?
it might have. I feel like that's when games kind of started getting a little bit better narratively.
Yeah.
Some games did, like because that was like the same year. Like Last of Us, I think was The Last of Us 2013.
Last of Us 2013.
Last of Us was 2013. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I've been playing video games a long time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't play as much as I used to though.
I don't either. I mean, it really just depends on like what games are out at the current time.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
And even when they come out, they're bad. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I don't really want to play this anymore.
I used to play more bad games. Like I would like buy a game and be like, well, I paid $60 for this, so I'm gonna
Finish it.
now if I buy a game and I'm like, oh, this isn't really, I'm just like, okay, I'm done.
Time is more valuable than money to you.
Well, that's the same thing now. Like I don't play a lot of video games now because I think that's just like, I used to have the free time where I could watch a bunch of TV and play a bunch of video games. Now it's like I can watch some TV or I can play some. So it's always like
A trade-off.
Yeah. So hopefully once I finish Better Call Saul and rewatch Breaking Bad
Oh my gosh.
and El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. Then after I finish Andor,
Speaking of games,
The Rings of Power.
speaking of games, I have been playing God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, God of War Ragnarok.
It's incredible. I really enjoy it. There are some really cool moments.
Mm-hmm.
Game's a little slow though at times.
Uh-oh.
Like pacing wise,
Pacing wise, it's a little wonky. Starts off with a huge bang,
Yeah,
then it slows down for a while,
yeah,
and now it's picked back up. But it's still like there's a section of the game where I'm like, dang, not much is happening.
yeah.
But it builds it's building characters during that time, which is good. But it's just kind of like, whoa.
He said, hey, yo.
I said, hey, yo, like, hurry up. Like, get me to Odin, bro. Like, I'm ready to throw hands.
Is it like a direct continuation off of the first?
Yes.
Okay. Does it like pick up like pretty much, is there like any time jump?
There is a time jump.
Oh.
So without spoiling much, it takes place a couple years after God of War 2018.
Okay.
So
I'll try to get through that one at some point.
Atreus, instead of being a kid, is now a teenager. So
I can deal with that. Yeah,
I should probably really give that game another chance.
you probably should.
Atreus is such a good character in the first game.
Yeah,
Like he's a little kid, but
I think if you like just look at the surface level, you'd be easily like you could easily see it as like, oh, he's just an annoying little kid character, but he's like kind of the heart of the game.
yeah, especially like towards the middle of the game.
Yeah.
He like goes through some stuff that's like, oh, that's super relatable for a kid to go through in his situation, and he has to learn some really hard lessons really fast. It's really cool.
I just look at Kratos and Atreus and I say, that's not Joel and Ellie.
Shut up.
That's not Joel and Ellie.
I'm sorry. There are certain aspects of Kratos and Atreus that I like more than Joel and Ellie.
What?
Like Joel and Ellie like have a good relationship, but like Atreus and Kratos is like father and son. Like it dives deeper into the father-son kind of stuff.
And you probably spend more time with
Kratos and Atreus. You do.
Yeah.
Because you really don't spend that much time with Joel and Ellie.
And really, I mean, their relationship's kind of toxic too. Like their father-daughter kind of like it's not like
100% healthy relationship, especially with like for example, when things finally start going well for Joel and Ellie, that's when things like take a massive nosedive. And then when things finally start to get fixed, spoiler alert, Joel gets his head bashed in with a golf club. So whoa. Like it's like they're always it's about trying to fix and like salvage like which has its merits to storytelling, but like Kratos and Atreus are about like they have a father-son bond, and it's about keeping it and exploring it when you have the circumstances around you, which is godhood, Ragnarok, and other gods. So
Ragnarok is like the end of the world, right?
Yeah, it's the end of the 9 realms.
Yep.
Dang. So you would recommend the game?
No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, I absolutely recommend it.
Most media outlets 10 out of 10 score.
No, at least I can't say now because I haven't finished the game. But like right now, I'd say it's more 9 than 10. But also, I don't give 10s out very easily. So
you're hard to get.
I've only given 2 10s my entire life. Days Gone, The Last of Us Part 2.
Shut up. Shut up.
Both narrative masterpieces.
What's that character's name?
Boozer.
Boozer, yeah.
Boozer, probably the worst written character of all time. In a game full of horribly written characters. The main bad guy in that game name is Schizo, and he's like a white trash. Like he wears a flat billed hat and like baggy. Like he literally looks like just somebody you like run into at like a grocery store, like in a bad neighborhood.
But it's a crime they didn't green light a sequel, Landon.
It is a crime. Like the game sold well, but like I don't blame them for being like, yeah, you guys don't get to make another one of these. Like that game is so weird. My favorite, the best quote in the game. Promise at their wedding, he says, "Promise to ride me as much as you ride your motorcycle." Is what she said.
That's almost as good as Andor in terms of writing.
It's close.
Yeah, in preparation for Ragnarok, because I'll start playing it hopefully soon. I've been watching through like the old God of War games.
Nice,
because I kind of knew what happened, but I never played them. So
because they are like is the same guy. It's not like a complete reboot, right?
It's
the same character.
They're considered canon, yeah. Although it is a different voice actor, I found out. Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting, like actually learning, like, oh, that's why his skin is really pale.
Yeah.
And that's why he
is so angry.
Hates everybody. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. And it really, I mean, I feel like they kind of nerfed Kratos a little bit, because in the first 3 games, he's like unstoppable.
Yeah.
And I think that it is like purposefully done because of just where he is in the newer games.
Part of it is he doesn't want to be an unstoppable monster anymore.
Yeah.
Like he wants peace, and he wants just
God of peace
to protect. he wants just to protect his
God of not fighting
his son. So
yeah. It's, I would say it's done on purpose, but yeah, it is a good contrast of like, this is what Kratos is like actually capable of.
Yeah. And it does go into that a bit in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Anyway, I really want to keep playing it. I'm so excited.
Are you almost done, or?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I don't know how long the game is. Like, I'm like 25 hours in, but I've been doing a lot of side stuff.
120 hours long.
Holy crap. Okay.
I'm kidding.
I mean, I'm used to it.
I'm kidding.
It took me 140 hours to beat Persona 5. So.
Gosh.
Persona! BK.
BK.
Makes me think of like Smash. PK Power. What does he say?
PK
Fire.
Power.
PK Fire. Yeah, PK Fire.
PK Blue.
So you're enjoying it? Like, does it look good? Does the game look good on PS5, like graphically?
Yeah, I'd say it's like one of the best looking games.
It seems weird that it came out on PS4 too.
It's so the game looks really good. I still like. So this might be a hot take, but I think Death Stranding looks better. It's just the environments, like it has to do with art direction rather than like actual like graphics. Like God of War graphics look better, but like I don't know. There's something about some other games where it's like, oh, it just looks better in my opinion. I don't know. It could change over time. I haven't seen everything the game has to offer either. So
yeah,
that's fair.
So the problem with saying how much I like it or how much better other games are is like I'm only halfway through at probably max halfway through.
Dang.
Like
Yeah.
I maybe a little more than halfway through, but who knows, honestly.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Not me.
The developers know.
They know. They're watching you. You're very close, Will. You're almost there.
They're cheering me on.
Yeah.
Mission by mission, side quest by side quest.
Yeah.
They probably made a bunch of money. Didn't
Probably.
sell really well.
I mean, yeah, it sold about 5 million units. And then Nintendo came out like a couple days later and was like, yeah, the new Pokemon game sold 10 million.
People are still playing.
Well, that's the only game they ever released, so of course it's going to sell more than one of the like hundreds of games that PlayStation releases.
What?
Yeah. You tell them.
You heard me. Don't make me repeat myself.
Okay, I'll shut up. And
Thank
be
you.
quiet.
Thank you.
Remember,
Pokemon's for children.
Anything else you guys want to talk about? Or
I
should we
can't think of anything.
wrap up?
Can you think of anything, Will? Is there anything important on your mind?
I'm not talking right now. You guys told me to shut up, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Nick, is there anything important you want to get off your chest?
I want to tell Will to not shut up.
Oh, I'm back. What's up? No,
Will,
I'm
is there
good.
anything important?
I'm good. You know.
Right. Next week, I think we'll have Dave back, so be a fuller cast.
In person, right?
In person, right, Dave?
Yeah. I'm Dave.
BK.
Can I have Landon talk now? Turn Landon up. Can I have Will talk?
Turn Will down.
One more time. Landon can talk. All right, I'm now recording.
Okay, well, thanks for that impersonation of Dave, and we're going to leave you with that. So we'll talk to you all next week.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye. I don't like ending the episode on that.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Hotkeys podcast. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, CastBox, YouTube, and other podcasting platforms. Visit our website, www.hotkeyspodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at Hotkeys Podcast and join our Facebook group at facebook.com/HKHotkeys. Please like and review us and subscribe to the show on whichever platforms you use. Finally, you can contact us via email at hosts@hotkeyspodcast.com.